Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, coffee. Nice. Guatemalan. Locally roasted. I don't live in Guatemala. Guatemalan beans, locally roasted to me, with Alaskan honey, stirred with the vortex method. What a trip. Oh, how perfect on a cold morning. I just got back from taking the trash out to the curb. Even Joe Rogan takes his trash out to the curb. But he doesn't freeze his ass off doing it. Hey, real quick, a couple things. Tickets to the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition are on sale. I'll put the link down below. If you're a father and a son, if you're going to be a father, and if you want to be a father, the 21 Convention Patriarch Edition is going to be the first weekend in May, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Tickets are on sale. I'll be speaking on stage. I'll be doing the 21 report. It's going to be two of the most badass days you've ever experienced. You're going to meet your favorite content creators. You're going to meet people that are thought leaders and spend time with them. These are not people that fly in, speak, and then fly out. We are there the whole time with you. All the people that you've watched me interview, you're going to see them on stage and meet with them and mix with them and be able to ask them questions, pick their brains in the lounge, in the restaurants, outside. It's fun. It's in Orlando. Cinco de Mayo weekend. I believe it's the 4th and 5th. It's a 2-day event, unlike the other one, which is a 4-day event. It's 2 days that will blow your mind. I'm not sure if we're adding a third and doing live Red Man groups on Monday. I'm not sure if that's in place yet. I think it is going to be. But I'm going to put a link for that down below. If you are a father, you want to be a father someday, or are going to be a father, or if you want to attend with your father, 21 Convention Patriarch Edition events go on sale. I can't wait to meet you. Item number 2, a shout out to Rakesh from Nepal, who's just down the street from me. Thank you for watching, my friend. And I'll catch up with you later. What woman is more interesting to you? I took a poll. The choices were attorney, actress, doctor, artist. What woman is more interesting to you? 15% said attorney, 12% said actress, 25% said doctor, 48% said artist. To the 48%, no wonder you're in trouble. Did you feel like Jesus? Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes? Steely Dan, 1976. Shout out to Mr. Kevin C. Medical student, ended up in my chair yesterday for a haircut. Found me through the Rational Male and Red Man group. A new life, unplugged and enriched. People always told me, be careful what you do. And don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. And be careful what you do, because the lie becomes the truth. Michael Jackson, 1982. Had a pleasure tuning up Red Pillowware brother, Mr. Rick K., a fan of the Red Man Group, an avid follower of Ryan Stone. He does personalized SAT and ACT tutoring for students going into college. His website is rktestprep.com. Tell him that I sent you. Good guy. Gave him a scissor haircut yesterday. My signature cut, I should say, which takes time. Anytime I advise someone, male or female, to say to their partner, shit or get off the pot, like they're not making a decision. I told them that they should move in with me, or we need to get married, or we need to, so I finally ended up telling him or her, shit or get off the pot. If you have to get to that point, the relationship is already over. Trust me. Never trust a person who doesn't like George Strait, Garrison Keillor, or NPR's Car Talk. If you don't know Car Talk, you haven't lived. I always jokingly referred to Cracker Barrel as plumber's crack. I don't know why, I just think because I saw the word crack in the title, Cracker Barrel. And maybe that day I saw a meme that had a plumber in it or something like that. So I just started calling, this is years ago, started calling Cracker Barrel plumber's crack. To this day, now my children are grown-ish. To this day, my kids still call it that. And they laugh while they're saying it. That tapping was the refrigerator, the water, the reservoir flowing up for the ice maker. It makes a tapping sound. The better question to ask is it natural? Not, is it normal? Normal is a subjective, statistical concept. Natural trumps normal 100% of the time. When you go against nature, you unleash hell on your body, on society, and on a nation. Go ahead. Keep going against nature. People don't pay for a haircut, a color, or a blow dry. They pay you to transform them. This is my message for those that are in the hair business. Transformation. They leave you better than when they came in, and this applies to all professions. Tell your barber or hairdresser this. It's about transformation. It's funny how Fox News reaches out to Rand Paul and no one else for constitutional questions. Those of you that live in America might get that. I love the smell of chemtrails and coffee in the morning. Actually, no chemtrails today. It's time to be great. Nothing else pays. Grant Cardone. You want to create, you want to get more out of life, and you only work 5 days a week? Then be like God. He worked 6 days a week and rested 1. Why are you taking off twice as much time as God? Grant Cardone. Ever notice your attitude automatically picks up right after or right before you go to a fun party, the arrival of a friend, or a concert? The presence of anticipation looks the same as the anticipated thing itself. The excitement is the same as if you're experiencing the thing. And I paired that with a scripture from Jeremiah that says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Yeah, there is some anticipation there. Let's read a couple letters. Man, I got a lot overnight. Oh gosh, I got a lot. The hardest thing is picking just one. Hi, I'm not much of a writer, and this person does not give their name, and that's okay. Hi, I'm not much of a writer. I tend to prefer speaking, which is what drew me to your videos. I'm looking for advice on how to present myself better so I can avoid getting myself into trouble. Some background on myself. I tend to be quite the quiet type that just does his own thing without a hoot in the world. I have very little interest in getting women and dress below average and avoid excessive attention from them. But all this is for not they still get out of their way to attempt to talk to me or sleep with me. Maybe this person, maybe English is their second language, or they're not real good at writing or grammar. There's some things, syntax things here, and that's perfectly okay. I accept very few requests for something of this manner and have only slept with 2 women in my 25 years of life. I know most men would kill for a situation like this, but for me, this just gets in the way of what I am trying to achieve in life, which is a healthy life with a simple family and a loyal woman. I spend my time growing my money so I can help out other people. They really need a rope to help them climb up the social ladder. I value dedicated people, and these women that I am attracting consistently fail the test. Okay. I also tend to get into fights and assume to be weak by many men. I'm 70 pounds overweight, but I do kinesthetic exercises daily, so I look all right, but could look better. I am extremely strong because I've been doing kinesthetics since I was 9. I'm up to 200 push-ups in 2 hours. That's good. Returning to the point, some men tend to start shit with me when I'm just chilling at a bar, having a drink, or enjoying myself, or start shit in the club when I go out with friends. I have been in 75 fights since I turned 21, 25 now, and countless more when I was younger. I'm very well aware of my strength and don't drink and do any type of drugs. You don't drink. What are you doing at a bar or a club if you don't drink? Or anything that would invite trouble into my life. Going into a bar and going into a club is inviting trouble. When I get into a fight, I usually try to get the person to calm down, distract them by pointing out girls, or generally avoid the situation, but still I've gotten into physical fights with many men, 47 total. Whether it be about a girl talking to me or I just seem like I was only one man who did not back down, and I respect him. All right. I still have gotten into many physical fights with many men, 47 total, whether it be about a girl talking to me or I just seem like an easy win. However, I did not lose any of these fights. They swing and hit my chest, or I catch their hook and they immediately feel fear and back down. There was only one man who did not back down, and I respect him a lot for his fortitude. He believed he was defending his woman's honor, and I backed down out of respect. We are best of friends now. The last words I said to him before forfeiting was, "She was the one who asked me." I said no. On a side note, his woman was doing all sorts of things behind his back, and he found great joy in finding a man he can trust around his women. I still do not trust him enough to introduce him to my girlfriend of 5 years, though I... A lot of contradictions here. Girlfriend of 5 years. Though I've been training her how to better herself, and she doesn't need someone to drag her back into what she used to do in her early life. Anyway, I apologize for this long-winded explanation. Any advice is appreciated. I'm a man who lives by morals and for the betterment of society. And also, would you be interested in being pen pals? I would love to work in my calligraphy and writing. I would not like to be pen pals. I don't have time to be pen pals with anyone. But I do encourage you to work on your calligraphy and writing. As far as advice, I think you're kind of all over the place. I think you need to stay out of places. It's like the guy that goes to the doctor and says, "Doctor, I broke my arm in 2 places." The doctor says, "Well, don't go to those places." It seems like these social kind of situations are where you get yourself into trouble. You can't get into trouble by yourself, can you? When you're alone, you can't get into trouble. It's only with people that you can encounter trouble. Maybe you need to stay away from people. Maybe you have some antisocial tendencies. If you're even talking about fighting, people who talk about fighting attract fighting. People who talk about aggression and violence usually attract aggression and violence. It's nothing, unless the fights you're talking about are in a ring with a referee, you should not be fighting. Violence is never a good way of life, period. Whether you are a victim of it or the perpetrator. Let's just make that clear. Stay out of bars, stay out of clubs, young man. It's nothing but trouble for you, and I hope the best for you, young fella. I really do. And thank you for writing me. And this is from Blair. I will not give full names. Hello, George, and thank you for your time. I will start by clarifying this. This is not a business inquiry, but rather a video topic or advice column that I really need right now. I've become a fan of yours in the last few days, and I'm binging on your videos. I would like you to be a fan of mine for the last few years, then you'll know where I'm coming from. I'm really in need of a strong voice for growth and change in my life right now, but I keep finding myself going in circles with these big ideas that are much harder to apply than to talk about. Of course, you already know that. I'm coming up on my 21st birthday, currently packing all my shit and moving back into my mom's house. Mom's house. There's jokes about people living in their mom's basement. It's like, it's a meme now. Don't be a walking, living, breathing, eating, pooping meme. Don't do that. One of the worst things you can do is move back into your mom's house. Parents, raise your children to fly the coop and not come back. I think your mom needs to be writing me the letter here. If you're going back to your mom's house, it's not that you did something wrong. You do have to take responsibility, but your mom did something wrong. Parents, raise your children to fly the coop and never come back. Why aren't you moving into your dad's house? I'm not going to read the rest of the letter. How do you fly the coop? Your plans have to be concrete. How do you stay out of the coop? The plans have to be concrete. You can get a job somewhere and work your way up the ladder. I did it. Everyone I know has done it. Everyone I know who is successful and has achieved financial independence has done it. Concrete plans. No gaming. No television, no music, only reading stuff and watching stuff that's going to help you move the ball down the field, period. Everything else is going to hinder you. Everything else is going to jam up your head. No porn, no alcohol, no drugs. Eliminate all of that from your life and start to detox yourself electronically. Once you are detoxed, and not just get a feeling that you want to recover, once you are thinking clear, because you're not thinking clear right now, you can't just binge on someone's videos for 3 days and then want an answer. Because I tend to think that people want quick fixes for something that took years to create. If you dig a hole, let's say it takes 5,000 shovelfuls to dig a big hole, and now you regret that hole, but you want it to go away. Well, guess what? It's going to take 5,000 shovelfuls of that pile of dirt back in the hole to undo the hole. You only undo the hole by putting the dirt back in. There's no such thing as a quick fix. There's nothing I can say to you after years of programming and years of being parented by someone who will take you back in their house. And with that, I'm going to say, have a good day, finish your coffee, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show.